Good day everyone and welcome back to Transport Fever 2. So there's been an addition added on that I decided actually there's been a couple additions. But I also added the Reno oil well to Reno Oil Refinery. And that's just a road vehicle service because Reno Oil Refinery is going to close. And I wanted to build up a little bit of cash. This is without loan, by the way. We have fully repaid the loan. So I wanted to build up a little bit of cash for this next episode here. And, well, this was going to close, and I figured, alright, yeah, we'll just get a little line going. What we'll do with it in the future, I don't know. Maybe this is the extent of it. Where the oil goes after it's been refined, who knows? The other little addition was I made a little alteration to our little line here. And basically the addition is now we've got 2 trains running on it. So the station has a pass-through line here, and we also have up here a pretty simple little siding. While working on this, I realized we need to redo this. I'm just not happy with the trucking service. Call it trucking. The road vehicle service here. They're just not going to transport the wood fast enough. Well, the lumber. Yeah, as we advance in the dates, this can change. We can get better vehicles for it and so on and so forth. But the same thing is going to be happening here. If this is our bottleneck now, it's going to be our bottleneck in the future, most likely. So there are 2 things that we want to do. First of all, we want to get Palm Bay ready. Palm Bay's already grown somewhat here. We want to get Palm Bay ready. And I think we should work from Palm Bay to Reno Tools Factory. And that will give us a better idea of what we're going to do here. I already have a pretty good idea of what I want to do here. So let's just work backwards. So obviously we want to get tools to tools to Palm Bay from Reno. Wow, I don't know why I'm getting these places mixed up. They are very similar after all. I mean, can you spot the difference between Palm Bay and Reno? I can't, apparently. Okay, so we got our station in place. And I'm going to immediately rename it because, well, actually, no, we can't yet. We'll worry about the naming scheme later. So for now, what we want to do is we're going to want to get some tracks going here. And we're going to want to probably just go straight to this point here. Although we may want to start later. We want a nice, we're going to try and keep this as tight as we can while maintaining the 120. That's more so future-proofing this line somewhat. I'm sure we'll have to do more work on it in the future, but for now we want to try and keep the 120. I think we'll have the track run along this, it's parallel to the road here as much as possible. And we'll build a station here. And we'll then probably end up moving this station over here, and we can keep this existing line running, at least for now. In fact, we can do that right away. That will make things a lot easier for planning if we do that. So we're going to select the station here. We're going to set it up as a pass-through because so far the fact that this is a terminus has actually proven a greater difficulty than what I'd like. So for now on, we're probably going to be doing mostly pass-through. And I want it to look somewhat decent, so we're going to place it there. Wonderful. We're going to remove that one. And the order doesn't matter because Palm Bay is going to eventually be removed as well, because this doesn't work. We're going to have to get train service to here as well, I think. Alright, so let's go ahead and plunk this down. After giving it some thought, this is probably the best location for it. If we put it on the other side of the street, it could cause some problems for us later. Likewise, well, specifically, it just makes it difficult to build anything off in this area as far as switches and all the stuff we're going to have to do to organize this station. Likewise, the it's probably going to have to branch off this way as well to provide Lexington with tools in the future. And we're probably going to want to go through the pass. We could go around the long way, but the pass seems like a better option. I'm also going to actually configure it because we're going to need a bit more platform space here. We're going to need at least 2 platforms, but we're going to need a 3rd in the future for when we provide Lexington with tools. Okay, with that done, now we're going to want to basically start connecting certain things together. So a good place to start would be this area, right? You know, as we're going to keep working here with the Tools Factory, we're going to need to put in our switches. This is why we want to keep that space here. So we're just going to build a nice straight section, I think, for now. And build a nice straight section here. And we'll do a crossover. Honestly, I'm fine with just setting this as a 100 through here. 102 it is. Because realistically speaking, you wouldn't even be going 100 kilometers probably through a switch like that into a station area. It's not going to happen. So next, we're going to want to figure out how this is all going to connect. We can just simply drag this here like so. This will give us somewhat of an idea of what it would look like. That does work. Nothing from here is going to be going this way, so it makes it easy to connect up that way. And in the future, when we expand further that way, we can adjust certain things here. This makes a lot of sense. It's pretty good. So I'm quite happy with that. It's going to cost us $714,000, but that's fine. As I said, I want to connect up the station here to the line, so let's do that while we're at it. Although, first I should probably look at the curves here. This is going to have to be double track at some point, and probably pretty quickly. I'm tempted to just do it now while we're at it. In fact, let's do so. The reason it's going to have to be double tracked is because eventually we're going to be running passenger, and we're probably going to need more than one train going down this route. So I'll just pick a point. Actually, we'll do it. No, we'll pick a point. Doesn't have to be anywhere here. So when doing a double track like this, we want to run it along the outside here initially. So. And now we've got this straight section. So I think we're fine running all the way up to here. But now we're coming to the inner part here. So whenever you approach the inner part, it's sometimes best to switch over, although we might actually have a wide enough curve that this will work. We can just draw straight. Now, oh yeah, this works wonderfully. Although, actually, come to think of it, we're going to have to do this in 2 sections. Yep, 2 sections it's going to be. That's fine. There we go. Alright, so there we have our main line. And now we just got to tie into the main line here. Again, not cheap because of the terrain, but that's fine with me. That looks good. And we'll add a crossover here. Wonderful. So the last thing we need to do is we need to build a station in here. In fact, we should probably keep the money going here. That shouldn't have been paused for that entire thing, because that's just going to cause financial issues for us. So the next thing that we want to consider doing is how we're going to connect here up to here. Now, we could just have the trains run like that, or we can move the station. As I said, this here really needs to go probably. This doesn't really work nicely for our purposes anymore. So I'm thinking we'll put in a new station here and we'll have it connect up in here and continue onwards. Similarly to how we have this connecting up over here. So before we tear this station out, it's probably a good idea to just let them keep doing their thing, because that's getting us some money here. And so we're going to want to put our station in. And I'm quite happy with that. So with our station in, we now have to run a line all the way up to there. Okay, with that linked up there, next we're going to want to pick a point on this and tie it so that we can get traffic where trains can leave from here, come down there, and then come back over there. And we're probably not going to double track this. I've got something else in mind. Oh, I clicked the wrong point there for what I wanted. So if we connect it here, we're basically making a Y. Pretty good sized one at that. I'll take that. That's fine. It looks a little weird, but it doesn't have to be perfect. I think we've got everything we need to get this line running. So what we want to do here is we want to modify the orders here. But I think I'm going to stop train number 1 in the station. The other thing we are going to have to do actually is get a new... Alright, stop it. Won't even let it load. Okay, now I'm going to pause the game here. We need to go back into line management. And Palm Bay is no longer a destination on this route. No, you're going to the new station. Palm Bay East, apparently. And so with that done, just hit resume here. Yeah. Okay. For some reason, we're getting an error about not being able to connect all stations, which is strange because... What did I configure wrong? Oh, yes, I know what the problem is. We gotta add one more order to the line. Okay, so what we have to do here to fix this, because I wasn't really paying close enough attention, we also have to add Reno onto it. So now our 2 trains are going to be taking logs to the sawmill, picking up planks, taking planks to the Tools Factory, and then going back to the sawmill here. There we go. Now with our stations all having proper names, we can also start tearing this out because this is no longer in use. And just keeping it there is going to cost us money. So we can tear up all this. Good news is, that's going to lower costs. Especially since we just increased our costs tremendously with what we just built. And it's a little bit ahead of its time, but I think it is necessary. Okay, so I quickly built a new train depot here, and so now we can purchase our trains. I say trains because it's probably going to be 2. So we're going to get a general, and we'll get 4 boxcars probably. That seems like a good number to start with. 1,291,660. We can afford that. Alright, and so now train number 5 is going to need some orders, so let's create a new line. So, our new line here, you're going to be stopping off here at Reno Tools Factory, and you're going to be going all the way to Palm Bay Central. What's this? could not connect all stations. Again, we have a strange phenomenon here. Let's see here. Let's get that down. Where lies the difficulty? Clearly, it doesn't want to do the return trip for some reason, and I think I know why. Yes, we still haven't connected it up here. So what I think we'll do is we'll just add in, because we're going to probably need a second platform here in the future anyways. We'll just add the tracks in for now. And we'll go back over here. Put some track down. Wonderful. And next we'll create a cross over here. That's fine. Lovely. And just as an added precaution here, I'm going to put a one-way signal here. Okay, there we go. So we have our new line. And we still have to name it. Let's call it Reno Tools to Palm. Hey, how original. And there you have it, folks. Coming around the bend at a ridiculous speed is train number 5, arriving at platform 1. And look, it just unloaded tools. And so there we have it. We now have completed the Reno Tools Factory to Palm Bay route. It took us longer than I expected, but the good news is that now we have a much more optimized route that can expand, and it really won't be much for us to add service to Reno for passenger between Palm Bay. So that will probably be our next objective, and then from there we will expand further, probably to Lexington, adding both passenger and expanding the tools line from Reno Tools Factory. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Leave a like and a comment, and if you haven't already done so, please subscribe. That helps me out a lot, and I really would appreciate it. Overall, thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this episode.